Hi. Bitch, you guessed it. Oh my god, hi. Hi. Cheers. Shanti Tech here. Cheers. Let's have a cheers these moments. Starting it off right. Welcome. If you're new, oh my god, welcome. And if you're not, welcome. P.S. I cuss like a sailor in the most high vibe, loving way. It's just how I do. All right. So if that's a match for you, beautiful. If it's not, beautiful. And just as a reminder, if you're here on my channel and you don't like what I got going on, that's okay. There are a bazillion other YouTubers out there making content. Go check them out. Cheers to the fucking bitch squad. So much love to the B squad. Oh my god. Okay. I wanted to talk today about what assisting exorcisms taught me. And it was a lot. Whoa. And I'm referring to spiritual exorcisms versus religious exorcisms. And there is a difference in regards to, a lot actually. But more specifically, what's being called upon can be different. And the ways and steps and technologies and systems are also different in regards to that. Yes, yes, yes. Frank's here. Steve is here. And if you don't know Frank, Frank is my big baby girl. She is Frank, 25 pounds. Oh, hi, Frank. Frank. All right, so cheers. We've done this. Let me gather my bits and pieces. All right, so when I first, yes, Frank, when I first started off doing session work, I started doing psychic readings, mediumship readings, and then from there, thank you, Frank, I got into more of the emotional health piece. And I saw that both were just so 100% related. Okay. Then from there, I started doing house clearings and people clearings. Yeah. All right. So some of the key things that I learned that I wanted to share with you all, and that I'll continue to share, is that like attracts like. Have we heard of this? Yes, we've heard of this. And if you haven't, beautiful. Now you're hearing about it. It's one of the universal laws that like attracts like. And in this particular case, we're going to talk about frequency. Like frequency attracts another like frequency. And to break that down, for those who might be new to here, or this kind of like this stuff, we are all vibration. All of it. That's science. That's physics. You can look it up. Go down the rabbit hole. It's a brilliant rabbit hole to go down. Everything on this particular plane and other planes it's vibrational, energetic frequency. Yeah? Just like, I have a light shining. That's electricity. I am electricity. You're electricity. And that electricity, depending on how bright or dim or dense or light it might be, that can depend. That varies. That varies planet to planet, being to being, frequency to frequency. Light isn't as tangible as like this floor, my desk, my body, right? That's a matter of density, but that's another conversation. Okay, but I will get into that because I love talking about that stuff too. Okay, so, when we're talking about frequency in regards to what I witnessed assisting exorcisms, the main thing I saw in each and every case where someone felt that they had something else on board with them that was not of a high vibrational quality, right? What you might think someone being possessed might be experiencing, okay? I'm going to use that in quotes, and not because I'm dismissing it, but I think that sometimes those terms and words cannot fully encapsulate what has gone on and what that experience is. Okay. So what I mean by that is, so oftentimes someone, when I say often, I mean like in these particular scenarios, right? In these particular scenarios, if someone's using the word possessed, they might also feel by using that word that they have no power in this scenario. And that's just not true, okay? That's what I mean by that, okay? And exorcism, also I'm going to use in kind of quotes, because that can also give the vibe that someone else is coming in and doing something for the person, right? Someone else is going to remove something from the person, yeah? And that doesn't totally encapsulate what actually goes on, okay? So there's that. And I know this is like a little bit more of like a serious episode, but I think it's really important, especially right now. It's been coming up more in my field. And as people on the planet awaken, there's going to be a pushback, right? And again, like attracts like, and that pushback can look like a lot of different things, including what might feel or present as a possession. Okay, so one of the main things that I witnessed and learned when assisting these particular cases is that each and every case, the person or the place or the group had repressed emotional expression, repressed emotions, okay? Hands down, every single case I have ever witnessed. Now, how does a space have repressed emotion? Well, that's called an imprint. Something happened that was traumatic and caused an imprint, or like a stamp in the fabric of time that might be playing on a loop. All right? Or sometimes it's not always on a loop, but the imprint is still left, so it might be attracting other things to it that's a like matched frequency, both physical and non-physical, right, that are a match to that, right, that are more active, okay? That's when you go into like a place that might be haunted, right? A lot of times there's something there that has anchored an invitation to invite like frequencies, yeah? And that could be someone, a person who's living, or a person who's not, or everything in between that has a matched vibrational frequency, all right? So oftentimes people that will, and I know this is, again, you don't have to agree with all that I'm saying, you don't have to like what I'm saying, but this is just what I've learned throughout my experience and all the studying and research and the participating that I've done in my life, yeah? Okay. So oftentimes places that might be haunted, so to speak, will actually attract people that are haunted or have repressed something, right? And someone who's repressing their emotions and is, that's a dead lead weight in their system and in their soul, we'll call it, yeah? Whatever you want to call the kind of non-physical pieces. It acts as a tether to the lower frequencies, and that lower frequency is going to act as a beacon of light, or will call out to another low-lying frequency, and then kind of by default of that law of attraction, the person is going to follow their own inner guidance system to that place because the navigation has been set by law of attraction, right? That's why we want to be more conscious. That's why I do the emotional expression work. It's why I do the Kundalini for myself and for my clients, is so you can have, number one, way more self-awareness, not be working with backlogged emotions as your baseline vibrational frequency, so you're not attracting a like match, because we want to live our best life, right? Like attracts like, let's fucking take command over that shit, yeah? Okay. So, you know, I did notice that regardless of what was, if it was a place, a group of people, or an individual, every single case had some type of repressed emotion. Okay, this is big, 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 right? Repression. Repression can lead to depression almost each and every time, and anxiety, right? Anxiety is the flip side of the depression, and also anxiety is oftentimes the indication, you know, this tight feeling that that's your body's way of letting you know, hey dude, there's shit in here that needs to come out, and you're holding back that energy that's building up. Please stop and just let it out. Okay, now I know that's easier said than done. That's why I'm here as a guide, and there's a lot of other guides on the planet that can help you through that. But that is the main thing that I learned, is that emotional repression was at the heart of each and every case. Yeah, that was the invitation. And then, you know, how the person, place, or thing, group, thing, we'll call the group a thing, got liberated was through emotional expression. And then once that person released the tether of the repressed emotion through expression, then a full liberation could take place. And by default, because law of attraction, like attracts like, whatever else was on board was no longer on board because of that universal law. Yeah. Now you can tell things to leave all you want, and I'm not saying that that doesn't have an impact, because it does. However, if there's still a repressed emotion, commanding something to leave isn't going to last. That's when we get into repeat hauntings, or repeat possessions, or whatever. Shit hitting the fan on repeat. Yeah, these cycles of depression, cycles of anxiety, or like nothing's working out for me. This always happens. You know, whatever that cycle, that low-lying cycle might be. Yeah, right? Because we really want to. You know, the emotional health is foundational. And we don't want to stay there. We don't want to stay. We want to address and purge, address and purge. When I say purge, I really mean just express and then re-alchemize the energy that you're actually working with, and you're turning that festering energy into vital life force energy that then you can do whatever you want, live your fucking best life, create, you know, whatever you came here to create. Yeah. And again, by default, the person is liberated through that process. Okay. I hope this makes sense, and I hope this is interesting to you all. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and how this all lands with you. And as a reminder, you're not required to agree with this or like what I'm saying, but I would also, you know, if this is landing with you, I'd like to hear about it. Or maybe you've had like a similar experience, or you know, you felt like you might have been visited by something, or you know someone who might have been visited by something non-physical, and maybe you're a person who's tried all the things, the sage, the this, the that, the whatever. You know, there's so many tools out there that again are brilliant, but especially in more pressurized scenarios where like the stakes are high, and maybe it's been going on for a while, or it's presenting very intense. It's kind of an all hands on deck, and those were the exorcisms that I assisted and were present for. Was 100% kind of like this all hands on deck. Let's get all the tools going, and thankfully, most of the time, the client found liberation, chose liberation. Again, I was there as a guide, but I can't do the work 100% for the other person. It's the other person that needs to liberate through full fucking expression in order to shift the frequency that was the original attraction, the original open invitation for that low-lying, non-physical frequency to come on board. Yeah? Fuck yeah. So there was a lot of information coming through you. You can probably tell I'm like a little bit of a more serious serious tone in this particular episode, but doesn't mean that I'm not still down to cheers these. Absolutely. But yeah, it just really feels important to talk about, because that's actually the real reason why I got into this work, is what I saw the emotional expression stuff do for people in that dire of a situation, and then the ripple effect it had, not just in this person's life, but in kind of like all levels of reality, consciousness, experience, and dimension. It fucking blows my mind. It still blows my mind no matter how many times I see this type of liberation take place. It blows my mind each and every time, and I'm just reminded of how fucking lucky and grateful I am to be doing this work, to be tapped in this particular way, and now through the fucking magic of technology, I get to have a fucking squad on YouTube that's y'all. That means so much to me. And again, this channel is so new and already doing like just so well, and the gratitude that I have for you all, it's hard to express. I feel like I don't have words to express. It means so much to create this type of connection. It really, really does. I found so much connection in other people's communities, and I just hope that I can provide a fraction of the experiences that I've had with other communities here in my own. So fucking cheers to the bitch squad. So much love to you all. I hope this lands in a way that feels impactful and beneficial. And yeah, I will be back soon. Thank you all so much. Satnam. Fuck yeah.